Hey everybody, Aldo J here on a Friday. Hope you're all doing well. You're not going to believe this. I just did like a 30-minute video and I wasn't paying attention to the time, and it literally did a Mission Impossible and self-destructed on me. And I'm trying not to show the red anger, and hopefully there's no smoke coming out of my ears or nostrils. But let's try this again. All right. So it's been a while. I apologize for the delay in getting back to you. As you well know, we are a rock band, but we are an indie artist, independent artist. We're unsigned. So what does that mean? That means that we have a full-time job doing something else. A lot of indie artists, or I shouldn't say a lot, but there are a very good portion of them that this is their livelihood, right? They're touring, they're writing music, they're trying to aggressively get an album contract, right? A music contract with a famous, whether it's Columbia Records or Warner Brothers. They're out there really doing that. And we're out there just getting ourselves noticed. We were a band that had that in mind a while ago, and then we had life happen, right? Who got married? Who went to school again? Who did the, and we turned out being here in where we are, right? Unfortunately, we wish it could have been better because music has always been a part of our lives, right? But I did get some feedback. But before I do that, I'm lack of sleep. I wanted to first, again, I have to acknowledge the fans and the folks that have gone out to our website. We get stuff all over the country, all over the world. I just had somebody last week from the Philippines. He said he really loved our alternative style. And thank you so much. I mean, I really have to get into a little bit more of thanking you personally. There's hundreds. It would take a long time, but it's great. I can tell you that Out of Control and Hearts Collide have gone over 1,000 views. That's nothing for a signed band, right? We're a bunch of nobodies that nobody knows about except a few of you, right? But again, we're not out here trying to get a gig at Carnegie Hall, although we'll do it. But again, 1,000 views plus for a local band in the South Jersey area, we really appreciate that. And we thank you for taking the time to put the comments, and we're glad that the songs have meaning. That's what music is about, right? Somebody asked me a question. They said, Aldo, what does music mean to you in one word? I'm like, one word? I'm like, how do I come up with that? And I said, all right, you really want one word? Invigorating. Music it could be everything, right? Sad, happy, melancholy, angry. It could talk about anything. It's emotional, right? It could be about life and about death. So I don't know. For me to pick one word, the best I could find was invigorating, but I don't know. Anyway, the purpose of today's video is to, first off, thank everybody again, but also I had a reach out from a Phil in Springfield, Illinois. He's an indie artist trying to get known. He liked our songs, and his question was, can you tell us what you did to get High Risque distributed and whatnot? And, if I can help you on this, Phil, and other people, I'm going to do that. The first thing you want to do is have a finished song. It's got to be recorded. It's got to be mixed. It's got to be mastered, right? You can't turn it over to a distributor and say, oh, wait a minute, I got to put the drums on it. I mean, you can, but then you got to take it down. You don't want to do that. It can't be, we'll fix it later. It's got to be done, and you have to be happy with it. And at least as happy as you can at the moment, right? And I'll get into a little bit more of what finished means, because that means different things to different people. The final deliverable should be, when you're ready to give it to a distributor, is it's got to be in a WAV format or MP3. I recommend, if you could possibly get it done in both, right? And that is because depending on the distributor, depending on if you're going to take it further and give it to other folks like song curators that are reviewers, right? One might say, I prefer MP3. One might say, I prefer WAV. So to save yourself time and aggravation, have them both ready. Make sure that the mix translates well on headphones, car phones, or phone speakers, car, whatever. you got to make sure your vocal levels are consistent. You don't want to have like that clipping or unwanted noise. We have some unwanted noise, and I'm going to explain why we have that, right? You also want to lock the version. Don't change the audio after that point. Uh, that's the best I could tell you about having the song ready to go for the distributor. The next thing, number two, is you want to choose the distributor, right? I took some notes down here so I have something to follow. Um, so the distributor has to be able to get your music on streaming platforms, right? Most music today you're not going to see. I mean, yeah, there are some distributors that will send CDs to stores, but usually you don't find that unless you're the type of band that has gotten signed to a recording contract with a Columbia or with an A&M, whatever. Uh, that's more high profile, right? And of course, they're going to work with you on getting your song distributed to streaming platforms. But most of the time, it's a streaming platform like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube, etc. Right? The most popular distributors out there are DistroKid, TuneCore. What other ones do we know of? CD Baby, Amuse, AMUSE, United Masters, and I think another one, Lander, Landr. Is that in my notes? Yes. Okay. We use DistroKid. Risque uses DistroKid. They're fast, they're unlimited uploads, which is good. Other ones like TuneCore, you have to pay per release, and I don't know what it is. I apologize. Um, I think you do have a little more control over stuff. So everyone has its plus and minuses. Just go out and Google, comparisons of these. CD Baby is a one-time fee per release, but they're publishing. I think there's add-ons, so you got to weigh the cost and benefits of each. Amuse is a free tier, I think, is available, but I don't know exactly what that involves. But I do know that there's a friend of mine uses that, and the approvals take a little longer. So things to consider. You need to know what your time frames are, your budget. Nobody can tell you what you can spend or should spend with your money. Remember that. United Masters, I think they're more artist focused branding. So depending. And then finally, I mentioned Lander. Lander's good if you already have like their mastering tools, right? And you're good with using them. You might get a better price going with Lander. Again, for me, DistroKid was marketed very well. I knew people that a lot of even famous people are using DistroKid. And to me, it's very easy to upload stuff. So that's what you want to check. Annual versus one-time fees. Oh, this is important. YouTube content ID, right? Every song's got a content ID. And you want to look into this. I'll try to see if I can do a little bit of a video on that a little in the future. But you got to make sure your song's copywritten, right? And YouTube is very funny with copyright. If you don't have it copywritten right, or it's a copyright organization that they do not recognize, like BMI, it's not BMI or ASCAP, or they may question it, they may flag it. It's a pain in the neck. So look up information on how your distributor handles YouTube content ID. Most of the times your distributor is going to work with YouTube. So know that. And you also want to know the speed of the release of approvals. Again, that's your timeline, I like DistroKid because if I put out upload a song today, and to do that, you need things like a song cover. We're going to get into that. Once I click upload of my song, it'll come up and you could post in there, or select in there rather, the release date. How do you do a release date? You want to make sure that your release is special to you, right? Maybe you're doing it on a day that means something to you. Maybe it's a song you wrote for your sweetheart or whatever, and you want to put it on your anniversary day. Well, you can select any day or time and whatnot. But if you're trying to do it strategically, and I'm just using, let's say Aerosmith's putting a record out in 2 weeks, and you got a hard rock album, you probably don't want to compete with Aerosmith, right? You don't want to compete with Bon Jovi or Def Leppard. You want to find an off week where, if it's all rap stuff, oh, cool. Here's a new rock stuff. Now you got some monopoly going there. So always strategically do that. You can always type at Google what new artists releases are being released in the month that you plan to release your song. That way you know, and you can strategically plan your release around that. Okay. So all right. So we've got the song in the format MP3 or WAV and WAV. We want to have them both. Then you want to create your cover art, right? Do you have a single? Hold on a second. Okay, Google, shut up. Okay, Google, quiet. I don't know what made her start off. Okay. Everybody's got an opinion. I don't know what set my Google off, my Google Home, but she's whacked out. You have to have a cover art, right, for your song or your album. Usually it's square, and you have to look at the requirements. And I forgot what DistroKids is, but it's pretty straightforward. You can do it from your own if you're good with Canva or Microsoft Designer. What other ones could you use? Photoshop. You can go out on the internet and just type, song cover ideas or song cover templates. There's templates. You can even do it on AI. Just warning. There's a lot of people that are flipping out if you do it on AI, and right away they might start accusing you of your song being AI generated. And if it's not, that's false promotion of you. It's false advertising. It's promoting your name in a bad way. And I kind of got very angry about Hearts Collide because our song Hearts Collide, I did that on a AI generated platform because I didn't have a picture of anything I wanted to do. I didn't want to go and just do something by scratch. I said, you know what? Let me think creatively and see. This is what I want. I want a guy and a girl together. I want to see, staircase going up to the moon. I could have done that and grabbed it and pulled it all together, but for time reasons and other things, I did it that way. And I got blown with, oh my God, it's AI. And I guess the song's AI too. And it's like, our song was recorded before you were born, probably, and AI was not even a concept. So no, and it's just wrong to promote false news about and in the media about something that you don't have facts, that you're just bullying somebody. Remember, it's your wallet, it's your money. Our band did not want to spend $200-300 on a song cover of a song that we didn't even know was going to go anywhere, right? That wasn't the most important thing to us. Now, other bands, like I said, indie artists that are looking for a record and they're pursuing that, they may have the funds. They may say, look, we're going to spend $300 for this album cover or $1,000 or whatever. You could spend lots of money on it, and that's fine. To each his own. But the comments are not necessary. So just be warned that if you do put out an album or a song cover using AI, you're going to get hammered. And I told the folks when I boosted it through Instagram, I put a disclaimer that no, this song is 100% recorded by live humans in a recording studio, which was my basement, wasn't professional. But I set the record straight, and I told them, if you keep doing this, you're getting blocked, and I blocked them. So keep that in mind. Just wanted to give you that heads up. The distributor is probably not going to want you to use anything more than a JPEG or a PNG format for your artwork. You shouldn't have blurry text. It should be clear. Do not put URLs in there if you can help it, social handles or release dates. Now you could put like DistroKid approved songregistration.com. We also have our songs registered through BMI. But I just did that for copyright protection so people know, hey, don't go messing with our songs. You can also use freelancers. There's a company that's called Upwork. You might have friends of yours that are designers. Maybe they do that for a living. Maybe they'll be like, hey, you're a friend, I'll do it for free. Or you know what? I charge $300. I'll do it for you for $100, whatever it is. I use something for our SEO, and I keep forgetting what that means. Something system engineer optimization. It's basically the algorithms that are needed to be set up in YouTube so that your video and or song and or thumbnails that get sent out is targeted to the right groups of people that you want to target to. to the right genre, to the right age groups. And unless you know that, that's very important if you're trying to promote awareness of your song and how far do you want to promote it and so forth. Hashtags are very important. We're going to get into that later, but I didn't want to get too far off. Your artwork could also be created by these freelancers. Fiverr, Fiverr, Upwork, and similar. You just research them, see what your budget. Again, it's all down to what you can afford. Tell them they'll ask you for requirements. Maybe if you say, I don't know, here's the lyrics to my song, they might say, here, what do you think of this? And you can go back a couple times for a revision, and then it's done. And how much could it be? It could be anywhere from $5 to hundreds of dollars, whatever you can afford. So if you need somebody for doing covers and or SEO optimization for your videos or songs, you can go to our High Risque YouTube page. I'm sorry, High Risque Facebook page and just instant message me, and I can give you these names of these people. If you do videos, if you do a song video, it's great to do a song video. Same thing. What is your wallet? What can you afford? A live video is expensive. If you hire somebody, they're going to charge you by the hour. They're going to charge you by how many, do you want things recorded in different areas? If, I want this done by the Philadelphia Art Museum. I want this done by the Empire State Building. I want this done by the Hudson Bay. Now you're going all over. They're going to charge you for time. I'm sure they're going to rake in transportation and everything else. So again, if you're swimming in money, if you can do that and afford it, go at it. But just know that if you want to do it simpler, we did a really good job with using Mark Hamill, not the Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker from Star Wars, but Mark Hamill from Screen Promos. And it's Screen, SCREEN, Promos, PROMOS, two separate words. Mark Hamill was MarkHamil. Phenomenal. We gave him I gave him a pretty much a description of what I wanted in the Hearts Collide video. I gave him the MP3, I think he asked for, of the song, so he could listen to it and put it all together and make sure it's timed right and spaced right. And I told him, this is what I want. A rock star that falls in love with somebody that he sees in an audience. And, he falls for head over heels. And boy, he ran with that. He took scenes of actors that did certain things at different locations, and he blended it all together to fit the song. And it was great. It was very affordable. If you want his information, let me know. Message me in Facebook High Risk page, and I'll be glad to tell you. Again, lots of options. No one is wrong or right. Again, there's different things that you might want to do based on your circumstances. If you have the money and you're looking for a record deal, well, you're probably going to want to go all out, right? But if you're like any other indie band, an unsigned artist like High Risk, you're probably, short for cash. You're working a job and or you have a family, so you've got bills too and whatever. So don't be pressured into, bullied by people making fun of you because you decided to use AI to draw a cover. What I don't like is somebody that's going out there promoting themselves to be an artist and they're a gamer. They know absolutely nothing about playing an instrument. And yet they go to an AI site and create a song and label it as theirs as an artist. That to me is using AI in the wrong fashion, right? To draw a cover, come on, give me a break. Why didn't you use a picture? This guy told me, because I didn't want to. Mind your business. It's my album. It's my cover. It's my band. Forget it. These people, I told them, if you're going to be like that, I'm blocking you. And I did. So just to know that if you're going to use AI for a song cover, just know that may happen. And you might even want to put a disclaimer, on your promotion that, hey, AI was used for the song cover only. Who cares what they say, right? Curators, you want to submit to curators a couple weeks, at least 2 weeks before. So as you're promoting your song, you want to do that. What are curators? And let me look at the time here because I don't want to blow out of this video. Okay, I still have a few minutes left. All right, I just want to make sure I'm not blowing you guys away here and getting chopped off. Groover, Submit Hub, Playlist Push, Soundplate, Daily Playlists, Pitch Playlists, Indie Mono, Spotify for Artists. There's probably more, but those are the main ones. I used Groover. They're situated out of France. What you do is you set up an account. You go in. You put the genre of the song that you're promoting. Obviously I chose rock, and I might have chose other things like rock ballad, whatever it may be. They may ask you for a promo or a press release. I had a very short one-page release about the song and about what High Risk is, why we're promoting the song. Here's our social media links. So that way it's a document about your band. I put a logo of the band. And then they may ask for some JPEG or PNG pictures. So I uploaded a few pictures of the band in there, and that's it. They may come back and ask you other questions, but it's really cool because they're there to give you whatever you want. They can either give you personal advice, one-on-one. Hey, I like this about your song. It's great. Do this, do that. They may also give you advice about, again, this is what you may want to explain. Not every band today, although a lot of them are using the most up-to-date technologies, but that doesn't mean that they're recording engineers. We used reel-to-reel tape, which was up-to-date back in the days when we recorded our songs in the 90s. But we were not professional engineers. We did what we could. There's some noise things on there that we did that we could have been done better, but it sufficed for the day and the time. So if we were noticed back then through the channels, more than likely a manager would have said, wow, I don't care about that. I could tweak that. We could fix that. We could do this. Today, it's almost like you've got to be your own promoter. You've got to be your own recording engineer. They want to see the tape done and finished, ready for Hollywood. And, again, that's based on budget. It's based on knowledge. It's based on a lot of things. If you explain to Groover in there that, I know that this quality isn't good or this part here needs to be done a little better, you're being humble about it. But you might want to say, please look at the overall composition, right? That way you're targeting them to listen to, hey, what's the song about? What's the content? What's the chorus? What's the hook? Is that something people are going to want to listen to, right? And you might get the Simon Cowell that are going to be like, oh, that was awful, right? Go back to bloody England, whatever it may be. That's where you want to explain to them. But they may tell you, sorry, we like the song, but it's not good for us. We can't add it to our playlist. Don't take that bad. Just know that that's what they were looking for. But you're going to get a lot of people that are going to also say the opposite. They're going to say, wow, and remember to write down those that do and keep a record of it. You can actually go in and download all the comments that you get. And the ones that are good, especially, you want to send to them again, because you'll get feedback from them. We got some feedback. High Risk, we really love that this artist. We want to feature them. Send us new material. So don't forget to send those same people material. If you had one that was in constructive improvement, that's great. Constructive criticism. Maybe they told you to tweak something and you did on your next release, then make sure to send it to them. Say, hi, thank you. You reviewed this song. We went through and made these revisions. What do you think? They might be totally into you. We got some record producer. We had a famous record producer. I'm not going to throw his name out there to protect the innocent. And I'll tell you right now, he did work for a lot of famous bands, including Led Zeppelin, Twisted Sister, and some others, the Beatles too. But imagine that. He said on there that you could have done some tweaks. He goes, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be your producer. Whoa, if we want to, we can get with this guy right away. This is what I'm saying. Be honest about your if you know that something isn't right, explain why it isn't. At least the curator will know up front, right? And if they don't like it, trust me, there'll be people that will. You could select the region that you want the song to be sent to. I think I paid $120 for it to go out to like 50 curators, but I chose international, and I chose the exact state, or country rather: France, Belgium, Spain, Mexico, Netherlands, UK, Italy. It went to all these different ones, Caribbean islands. So High Risk is being played in all different parts of the world. and in the US. And I love that. And again, if that's within your budget, great. The day before you go to release, I hope this helps you, and others that are learning this. Right, you want to focus on updating your social media pages if you have them. Right, and that's everything from Twitter to Instagram, YouTube, whatever. You might hire people to do that if you have the budget. There's people that could do all this for you, or you could do it yourself. You might want to do teasers as you move along. You might start off the first day of saying, "Hey, I got a surprise in 2 weeks. We got maybe a new song?" Question mark. You're building that interest. You don't have to even tell them the title. You can do some behind the scenes. Maybe your significant other, family member took a picture of you while you were recording. Upload it. Here's a photo of our band recording our new song to be released. You could do a song. What is the song about videos? We did several of them. You'll see them on our channel. So that's what you want to do. Consistency is the key, right? Even 3 to 5 posts, whether they're a few minutes long to a half an hour, to delving into the song and explaining it, is great. You don't have to do a full music video. If you have one ready, it's always good to send it the same time that you do the song. Always good to do that. Checking the time again. Sorry. I don't want this to get sent away here and dumped. Did I forget anything? Anybody? Aldo, did you forget anything? No. Okay. What else? Anything else here? I think those are the main things, gang. Don't forget, if you can do thumbnails with your videos. You always want to do the thumbnail. If you have artwork, which you'll have, once you're releasing the song and you have the title, start using that title and that the picture or the artwork of your song, because that's what's going to be recalled in the minds of those that listen to it the first time. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, Hearts Collide. It's got the two people together and the staircase up to the moon. Oh yeah, I remember that." So if you do the thumbnail, they'll know to find your song that way. Just a suggestion from my SEO expert. Talk to your friends, your family, your coworkers. Tell them about it. You're going to your pizza, your neighborhood pizza place. "Hey Joe, I wanted to let you know our song's coming out this Friday. Go to our website. Go here." Right? If you have a printout of your song title, some food supermarkets and all, you can post it on the bulletin board. People walk by. I saw a guy walking in and taking a picture of our Risque stuff. So a lot of things you can do. Try to reply to comments. Thank people for taking the time. And again, let me take the few minutes now to thank all of you for reaching out, for subscribing. Again, we're unknown artists. High Risque now has just reached over 1,000 views on our Out of Control video and our Hearts Collide video. So both of them now have gone over 1,000. And I think I Don't Remember Yesterday is getting close to it. That's like nothing for the Scorpions, right? Or Aerosmith or Van Halen or any popular band, right? Nothing. But to us, it means a lot. That's a really beautiful stepping stone. And just to know that that few compared to the other views and streams that others are getting, to see that they're coming from different countries, and it's great. It's great. So we're expanding outside of our South Jersey wheelhouse. And I want to take the time to thank each and every one of you for doing that for us. We truly love you guys. Stay tuned. I have new stuff coming out. I can't tell you when. I wish I could. Like I said, sometimes I wish that this was my full-time job, because I would certainly have it ready. Don White has stuff coming out with Jester songs. Jim Castelli, he's always putting stuff out. I think it's on his Bandcamp Omega under James Castelli. Castelli. Jim Callista plays with King Richard, a local cover band in South Jersey. Check him out. Jim has all kind of stuff. I'm sure he has stuff recorded too. But hopefully soon you'll see stuff from High Risque or from us individually. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. If you haven't, please do so. Feel free to reach out. Thank you again for reaching out. Phil from Springfield, Illinois, on your question about releasing stuff. I hope I helped you. Again, I'm just telling you from what I know and what I did from High Risque perspective. Doesn't mean you have to go that way. Just some advice here. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching our videos. If you think of something, if you like a verse, you like something in the song, whatever. You don't like something, fine. Just make it cool. That's all. Don't worry about the AI folks. If you're doing that, just tell them. Say, look, I'm going to delete you. I'm going to block you. This is what I could afford. Thank you very much, guys. It's great to talk to you again. Sorry for the absence here. Make it a great day. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you once again for keeping rock music